It compresses a lot of information in a short period of time, which time is valuable for everybody that was there. But you're right, it's decision makers that are there, and you're able to learn from the people that are capable in making those decisions, which I think is the invaluable piece.
Welcome to the Waste Nexus podcast. I'm Brian Dolan. Somewhere to my left is
Charlie Dolan.
And this is this will come out and we will be 2 or so months away from the Waste Nexus event. So if you're interested in that and learning more about it, it's on the webpage, or there's probably a pop-up or a thing below me or above me. It's there. You can check that out. That's an application event. So we keep out all the sales guys except for me. And then this is the podcast, which you can subscribe to and follow us along as we make fools of ourselves online.
And joined today by
Keith Conrad.
Keith's been with us for 2 years now?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And today we were going to go through a little bit of a history lesson, not because Keith has gray hair, but because we think it's interesting because Keith has been through a lot of how this industry has changed. And we were going to talk about events, trade shows, that kind of environment, and how that's morphed from when you started going to them when?
Early 2000s. So
Okay.
about 2005, I think.
The internet was out, so that was not a new thing.
No, believe it or not. I was going to say, that's how I got gray hair,
Yeah.
is 20 years in the waste industry.
My kids do that to me, though. They'll be like, Dad, in the olden days when you're like, come on, guys,
Yeah.
what's going on here? This
We
is,
still had rotary phones.
yeah. I did have one as a kid, but that's a long time ago. Oh man, I just did it. I'm that old. It's a long time ago.
Yes.
In the early 2000s, what was the first trade show you went to? And you were in a waste company at that time?
Yes. So I went as a vendor, and I think the first one that I went to was TML, which was the Texas Municipal League.
Okay. And that's the municipalities putting on a trade show for vendors to come pitch them.
Yes, I think it's put on more by the vendors than it actually is the municipalities, though,
Okay.
Honestly. They get more out of it.
The vendors do?
Yes.
Because they're entertaining their customer
They're entertaining their customers and looking for new customers as well.
and entertaining themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Is that
definitely.
Is that a golfing event or?
It is an everything event. So you have, big private parties that everybody attends. You have golf outings. It's whatever you can get those prospects or clients to attend and go to with you.
Okay.
So
Is that
it's
also a
everybody's.
trade show floor type thing too, or
There
no?
really wasn't much of a trade show type floor thing. It was more of just like getting together. There were lectures and talks and stuff like that, but there wasn't like a big trade show floor.
Yeah.
So it was more of an event, and it was more about what you could try to get someone to. Everybody was competing for, the municipality's attention.
Oh, so what's the big county there?
Oh, there were tons because it was for the entire state of
Yeah,
Texas.
but what's one of the names of the big counties?
Harris County,
So
Houston.
if you get the municipal guy from Harris County to show up at your thing, you've won.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And if he gets too drunk and does something stupid, you lose. That's
Depends on how bad it was.
not that the Harris County
You
guy
could
did
win.
that. It just as an example, just for fun.
I hear you.
Okay. And so that kind of event back then, that's a single day, 3-day.
Yes, it was multiple days. I think it was 3 days.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you think about that event, what's the vibe of that versus like go forward 5 or 10 years? Does that change much?
It completely changed. Well, I can tell you perspective from Waste Nexus to that. Yes, it's definitely a big difference. That was, you didn't have much face time with the people that you were targeting and looking for, unless you got them on a golf course. But there's so many, and that's hit and miss on whether you're going to get someone to do that. So it was more of an entertainment thing, and typically most of them were with your existing clients. So there wasn't great outreach opportunities unless you had someone, targeted and they happened to show up to your event, because they didn't necessarily commit to attending your events. So it was like, if they showed up, it was great. You go over and you talk to them, you spend as much time as you can with them. If they didn't, they got a better invitation
So what
somewhere
happens?
else.
They get a menu of things that they're invited to.
Absolutely.
And they can choose over that course of those few days what they want to participate in, what sounds interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
So, but is the marketing for that, is the distribution of the schedule through the host organization, and you only kind of get like a bullet point to advertise what you're doing? Or is there a back channeling of like,
Oh, there's,
it's going to be really great to go to the golf thing? Are you going to the golf thing?
it was absolutely back channeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and is
Yes.
Bob going? Because if Bob's going, I'm not going. Or
Yeah.
if Betty's going, I am
Interesting.
Going, right?
Yeah.
It's
If you were a vendor not at that event, were you basically not in that market? Like, were you a nobody?
Pretty much. I mean,
Selling to those prospects.
Yes. Everybody attended that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had to be there.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then, when did the big event put on by the multifamily company or whomever the end user was, when did that become a thing?
I think that's probably started in the past 15 years, maybe even 10 now that I think about it. But that is, getting people to come speak at your events. And in order to do that, you pay a fee, which basically is paying for their event.
Yeah.
And
it's put on as a dual purpose for the vendor to pitch to the people and for the customer to give their own, but the customer gives their own people a thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a perk for the employees.
Yes, definitely is. And it's entertaining, but you're really there paying to, have that opportunity to interact with potential clients and expand the relationship. Because there's always
reinforce what you're doing.
Yes, there's always, typically it's not someone entering that's brand new.
Yeah.
Or if it is brand new, they've signed an agreement and they're looking to expand that relationship.
And who started doing that first? You know?
You know what? I have no idea. I
You
would
remember the first one that you ever went to?
The first one that I ever went to. No, not off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's been a few a few years. But yeah, for some reason, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but it was either Graystar or it was Wood Partners. Because I do remember
two big
those
names that
two.
have been around, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
again,
now everybody has one.
no. And they also do different styles. There's different approaches. So you have some that do like what they call a reverse trade show, where you are walking around talking to their employees,
Oh, interesting.
where they actually man like a mini booth type thing.
What's the swag at that type of event? There's no swag being thrown
No,
at
no, no,
you?
no. Actually, some of them do small little, swag and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But, there are also, I remember we would go around and we would give them stuff too, even though they were, it was supposed to be reverse. It doesn't matter. You're getting your marketing materials out.
That was always a fun part of when I went to the trade shows. I'd have to go around and selectively take things that were offered because it's all these kids and they all wanted something. And I couldn't go to somebody and be like, can I have 7 of those? They'd be like, wait a minute, what?
So
You could on the last day of the trade show.
Yeah, at the last minute, they wanted you to take them then.
So yeah, that's true. So I remember the very first apartment association trade show that I went to was in San Antonio, and we set up our table, and we were sitting there at the table. And this one, it was like I said, the very first one that I went to, and it was primarily targeted around maintenance staff. And we were sitting there, and a lady came by and grabbed a whole handful of pens and stuck it in her bag, and then pointed to her friend behind her who walked up and grabbed a whole handful of pens. And I looked at my rep that I was with, and I was like, I think we need to move all this stuff off of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We have 2 pens left.
yeah. So anyway, but you have some like that, there's,
They're goodie grabbers.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you deal with that. And especially the last day of the show, that's okay. But you want to
Yeah, I
get
don't wanna
through the
pack all
show
that
with
up,
all your
right.
marketing materials.
Right.
Yes,
There's that.
exactly.
There's a friend
Yep.
of mine online who was posting about this the other day that he adjusted how he's doing trade shows. Guy Gary, and he's like, I get tired of the people who come and just want the free stuff. He said someone tried to take the gorilla that he has as his mascot. He had to track the guy down to get it back.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a little bit wild in that regard. Well, so when you think back on those shows, has the technology aspect of it changed at all?
Oh, definitely. to shows nowadays, I mean, it used to be business cards everywhere, and that was probably the only way you really got in touch with someone or corresponded with them. And now you've got scanners, or you get the full list of all the attendees and things like that. That didn't used to happen. So you had to go out and meet those people. You had to get their business cards. And that's what we used to always do. We'd stand out in the aisle. Some of them would tell you that, you need to stay within your booth. Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
You get out in the middle.
Push me back in my booth. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. So then, in fact, one of the things that we used to love to do was like, you know what, we're here to talk trash. And that way, anytime someone would walk by, we're like, you want to talk trash? You want to talk about trash? Just anything that you could do to get their attention and get them to stop, and then start that conversation and try to get that card.
I'll admit that I really don't like having to do that.
I'm not good at it.
I've done
as the person inside the booth trying to wave people down that are running by, fish in the barrel.
Yep. It is the most demoralizing experience of trying to get two guys walking by having a conversation to pay attention to you, or 42 women who are going by in a group to break stride and pay attention to you, because they never travel in a group less than 42. Right?
Yep. No, I'm with you.
Guys are never more than two. It's a strange thing.
I was at one last week with Rachel, one of our employees, and luckily she is phenomenal at it. She enjoys engaging with people. So I kind of just sit back and I wait, and if there's any overflow from her, then I'll get those.
And you do it when you're there.
Yes.
Right. But some part inside of me dies every time.
I know it's not easy. I know I'm the same way. I have to force myself to do it. Yes. Yeah.
And when you walk by, and the last trade show I went to was the big one in Vegas, and you'd see some people sitting there with their face stuck in the phone, not engaging, and you just go, "Oh, you poor soul."
People walking by.
Yeah, the guy in the booth sitting there,
and
he's got his face stuck in his phone.
Particularly,
and
as a vendor, right?
Yeah, he's sitting there as a vendor, paid for a booth, and he's stuck his face in the phone, is not engaging the crowd.
Alternatively, you see people that feel like they've been put there by their employer to go walk around. So they're walking the floor. They don't want to talk to anybody. So they're just walking like this, and they're, okay, I'm going to get a trinket from here, and I'm at the end of the row. Great. Next.
Yep.
Yeah. The other guy I love seeing is the guy in the, there's two sort of versions of it. There's the guy in the full suit, it's decked out, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's the finance guy.
Yeah.
Or it's the Patagonia vest guy.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, okay. I know that guy.
But and you've got to figure out.
There are archetypes.
Yes. And it definitely helps you. But I agree with you. It cracks me up when you go by a booth and there's a guy with his laptop open, sitting at a table, working on his computer while people are walking by, and there's no one there. And it's for good reason.
Sometimes you have to do that. I get it. But I've been by that booth 4 times today, and that guy's still doing the same thing all day.
Absolutely. That's why I always try to keep a rule that you don't ever open your laptop when you're in the booth, and you try to stay off of your phone as much as possible when you're in the booth.
What's the most unusual booth you remember ever seeing? And while you think about it, I'll give you my idea of an unusual booth. I wanted to do a booth that was a white box. It just had a door with a little iPad at the door. It said, enter your name and email to enter, right? And just this completely unknown what's inside of it thing. So that was my idea. But no, I didn't have the budget for that.
So I've actually seen one like that. It wasn't where you had to enter your name to get into it, but it was a pretty ingenious booth plan that they set up to where you could have private meeting rooms. But in order to get into those private meeting rooms, you had to, be a client or whatever, or sign up, or be a prospect. So probably the best and the funniest one that I saw was we were at, in fact, it was just last year. They had the guys from Family Guy, and they had Peter, and I forgot what his wife's name is.
Lois.
Okay.
Lois.
Thank you.
Lois. Mom.
And
Lois. Mom.
They were hilarious because this guy, and in fact, I've seen him at other shows now because he's so good and he looks just like him. And he's funny and he engages with the people as people are walking by.
Non-political, so no one can get grumpy about it. Right.
They were hilarious. We got photos with them, but their booth was packed because they were just, the guy could be a comedian, and he was
That-
amazing.
That's so much fun. He had to do it for what, 6 hours though?
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? I never saw him out of character.
Yeah.
Never saw
Being
him out of
paid.
Kind
character.
of like the Ramp recently did one with the guy Kevin from The Office.
Yep.
Not at a trade show. They did it in like Times
The glass
Square or
box
something
in
like
New
that.
York.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was sitting there, doing accounting work in a frazzled state.
They went crazy. They had every character come back
Yeah,
though.
everybody come back, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
But as far as like an actual booth, I mean, that was the most entertaining. But like, I mean, at Waste Expo, you've got, front load trucks, sitting in the middle of the booths. You've
Massive Caterpillar.
yes,
Yeah.
D9
landfill tool.
Yeah, exactly. Just sitting in the middle of the show. I
There
mean,
was-
that's
there was
always
one that was,
amazed me.
We saw someone do a money machine one time.
Oh yeah,
Money
I've
machine.
seen those. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
We wanted to do one, but we couldn't figure it out in time, which was around the time that we were going to one of those trade shows. Somebody released something online. It was like an internet fad where they put a webcam in front of a dumpster or something like that. And you could upload an image or a message and it would print on a piece of paper, go through a conveyor belt, get sorted, either as like something to shred or burn, maybe it was what it was. And if it was shredded, it would go through a paper shredder. If it was burned, it would go into this like metal dumpster and it would light a butane lighter and it was when you watch a piece of paper burn. And I don't know, that seemed like a fun, stupid kind of game. I mean, there's so many stupid things.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun to have at a trade show, but there's probably a lot of complexity there.
I don't think they don't like fire at trade shows.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, so as you look back on that early time period, the trade shows shift, they morph. Waste Expo is now an every other year event type of thing. Thing we threw last year that is Waste Nexus as our own event. We styled that as a small, intimate, sort of one-to-one event. Had you bumped into anything like that prior to that?
Never. So I thought that was the most beneficial non-trade show event that I've ever attended. You got good quality one-on-one time with individuals. I think everybody took something away from that, learned something, and that's what it's really all about. And most of the others, it's about, mass quantities.
Yeah, it's
This
volume
is
over quality.
Exactly. This is focused. And like I said, it's valuable because you're actually learning something, and you're learning something from people in the industry.
It's peer-to-peer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that there was such a vast array of experience and people in different capacities that, I mean, I'm not even having to say that, I'm biased, but
We're biased, but it's okay.
it was the best work event that I've been a part of.
The interesting thing to me is the quality of the people that apply. We get very few salespeople,
Yep.
right? And it's actually the upper level director style people who are said, okay, I'm interested to come to that and participate. They're not just there, they participate. And it's only, I think part of the reason that they're willing to do it is that it's so short. It's
Yeah,
only a
good
full
point.
day.
Yeah.
It's the evening before, and you got to fly in at some point.
Right.
And then it's the day.
Yep.
And we had one guy who flew out that night.
Yeah.
And it was Wednesday night. He said, I can make the 10 o'clock flight. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Enjoy yourself. Bye.
Yep.
Right.
It compresses a lot of information in a short period of time, which time's valuable for everybody that was there. But you're right. It's decision makers that are there, and you're able to learn from the people that are capable in making those decisions,
Yeah.
which I think is the invaluable piece.
Seems like there's a couple different buckets if you're looking at, what trade shows you participate in your own company in whatever industry you're in. You've either got the 12 to 36 months, whatever schedule the big show is on thing. You've got the somewhat selective, exclusive aggregator throwing their own trade show. We were mentioning some from commercial.
Yeah. The
earlier.
customer throwing their own,
The customers
vendors.
throwing their own trade shows.
Yep.
Thing. You've got another bucket that we just talked about of Waste Nexus, which, maybe there's other things like that are similar to it as well. And I think we've seen a little bit of in the COVID world, post-COVID world, there are some decent online communities in different subsets, different verticals, different niches that are, the Facebook group, the Discord, the Slack channel around some topic. I think there's a few of those for waste and recycling, and it seems like that those 4 buckets in my mind are kind of what you have to pick from if you're looking for some sort of network off. Or you can just go on LinkedIn and say you're so
Humbled.
excited.
Honored and humbled.
Honored and humbled at the new career change that you've made. But
Well, so Keith, did you hear about the dunk tank that we have this year? You signed up for? You don't know about that?
No, somehow I missed that part.
We'll bring it up later. Sorry.
You might have a few more applicants.
maybe we could
former
charge
former
per throw
coworkers.
then,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's a charge event, but maybe we can make back some of the beer money.
All money goes to beers later, right?
You'll definitely have some more attendees. I can promise you.
We didn't tell you about the outfit, though. We'll tell you about the outfit.
Oh, excellent. It just gets better and better. Love it.
And we think, I think it'll be a good big hit. No, that from our end, I think the goal today was to chat about some of this industry stuff that's going on. I think that the interesting thing is to hear how that transition from
Had to be there type.
had to be there,
Yeah.
a place that was a party, right, in some capacity, to now, Americans get teased because we're so busy on work. But these events are, I think, becoming more actual work events in some capacity.
Definitely.
And I'll be interested to see, we could wrap up on this. I'll be interested to see, they say Waste Expo is coming back for the year after this in Vegas. And I bet you it does. But I'll be interested to see how that show changes because they took a year off.
Yeah.
And that breaks a cycle. And I wouldn't be surprised if that event is completely different, maybe not next year, but the year after. Or is it there?
Yeah. Good question. I think that everybody's starting to kind of figure out that, what is the value that really comes from it.
It's a huge expense.
Absolutely. And that's why I think Waste Nexus is special, is because it's a limited, scope. There's not all of the frills and fluff, but you have a tremendous amount of quality time. And especially, the dinner, that was fantastic. There was an expense to it, but it was really good quality time and quality conversations. It wasn't just, how's the family? It wasn't, there were deep, meaningful conversations.
Yeah. We got to find out who went to the casino afterwards. Someone went to the casino afterwards. I got to hear that story. I
didn't hear about that. I wasn't
went.
invited to that.
Somebody went.
I wasn't
my
invited to that.
scene. It wasn't my scene.
Well, at the moment, the Pirates are playing decently enough that it could be another exciting, night before kind of setup.
I watched the game last night. That was impressive. Yeah.
Well, if you're looking to sponsor the drink tank the dunk tank that Keith will
Drink
be
tank?
in, the drink tank.
Yeah.
It's
You're
going to be
looking to
filled with beer.
If you're looking to sponsor the dunk tank that Keith's in, let me know. We're happy to have a logo on the dunk tank for Keith. But if you're interested in joining us at Waste Nexus, please sign up online to apply. And I review those, so if you don't get in, that's my fault. Sorry. But that's in September the 14th, something like that.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Sounds
Close
good.
enough. Check the page.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Keith, thanks
definitely.
for giving us a little history lesson today. And we'll be back for more history lessons on other items some other day.
Sounds great. Thanks.